Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today I want to take a look at the Hear One wireless smart earbuds. Let's go ahead and check them out. Now, we've reviewed several different earbuds on the channel. We looked at the Jabra, we've looked at the Samsung ones, we looked at some non-brand ones that are available on Amazon, and this is a very unique earbud that we are going to be reviewing because you'll notice here in the description, it says on the bottom here, real world sound control. Now, this earbud system is a really unique system because it allows you to really control the noise around you, and in some cases, if not in many cases, to eliminate and transform what you hear and how you hear it. Now, it's very different from what you would consider from the Bose headphones where they do noise canceling because it's about not just canceling noise, but highlighting the things that it wants you to hear. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing, and then we'll look more at how these earbuds work and what you should expect if you were to consider these, because they are expensive. Let's check them out. Now, in their box, you're going to have a micro USB charging cable, some miscellaneous material, client satisfaction card, also information about the product with the user guide. Here you have the earbuds, and the earbuds are inside of the charging case, and you have a series of ear gels that you can use. Some of them that are memory foam type, others that are kind of like this this silicone type as well, and there are three sizes: a small, medium, and large. Now, taking a closer look at the case is well made. You get an LED here that indicates when your earbuds are charging. You do have a micro USB charging port here. You'll notice that it is made out of a nice plastic material, and I like the fact that when I open and close it, it has feedback when you snap it closed. You'll notice here at the very bottom that there's a little pinhole. This is a what you'll do, or put a pin in here to reset the earbud. So that resets it if you're having any kind of problems. All in all, the case is nice. Being able to charge it in the case is easy and simple to do. But once again, if you don't have the case with you, you're out of luck because if the earbuds turn off or stop functioning, the only way to reset them is by putting them back in the case. Now, before looking at the earbuds, let's take a look at the app, because the app is really what transforms the way these earbuds work. So the app has noise filters, and these noise filters provide several pieces of functionality. So you notice how it says right here, enhance speech back. So this basically is going to amplify the speech of what you hear behind you. This will amplify the speech of what you hear in front of you. So literally, if you're in a noisy room and there are a lot of voices around you and you want to be able to focus on the person in front of you, you'll be able to do that just by tapping this. If you want to hear who's behind you, you tap on this one, and then all the noise of the people speaking in front of you will disappear, as well as any ambient noise, and then the focus is on what's going behind you. Very cool the way this technology works when it works. Airplane, if you choose this, it's going to quiet the area, and you're going to eliminate most of the noise that you hear on an airplane. So it's going to get very, very quiet. If you're on a train, it gives you also the ability to eliminate those specific noises. You can see bus, crowd, city, restaurant. You have a noise mask, and if you choose this, it's literally going to be creating white noise that you're going to be hearing in your ear. Office setting, and you have also subway setting. So let's go back to, what we'll do is we'll choose office. Now that I've set this up, you'll notice on the bottom here that it says office setting. So it's literally making it very quiet, so I can't hear anything, any kind of surrounding noise. I'll change it back to enhance front so that I can hear someone who's in front of me. And now when I go to the screen right here, you'll notice that I have enhanced speech front, and you have this dial. Well, if I bring this dial down, this is going to reduce the sensitivity of the earbuds. And as I'm bringing it down, it literally gets from whisper quiet to completely dead silent. So now I can't hear anything at all at this level. If I bring it up, I'm starting to hear what's going on. Now, I can also use it in bypass mode. So by choosing this here, if I don't have the bypass mode on, or if I enable it, I'm actually hearing what's going on in my surrounding. So sometimes when you wear an earbud, the earbuds themselves kind of when they seal your ear, you just can't hear what's going on. If you have that bypass, if you select it either by tapping on your earbud once or enabling it in the software, you're going to be hearing everything that's going on around you despite the type of filter you have. So in other words, if I go back into my filter and I go into these noise filters and I say, let's say white noise mask, right? So I'm hearing right now this white noise mask, but if I tap on the bypass, that white noise mask completely disappears. I don't hear it anymore. And the same thing is true if I'm listening to music. So here at the bottom, if I wanted to listen to some music, I could go ahead and select it, and I can determine to bypass or not bypass. And literally what it's going to do is it's going to eliminate whatever I'm listening to through the earbud and allow me to hear what's going on around me. So now this application is also going to show you settings, help, and if it's connected or not, or battery. If I go into my settings, for example, there's some other things here, but they're not really terribly useful. And I will say that the app for Android is probably one of the worst apps I've dealt with from a performance perspective. Noise filters, every now and then the noise filter function disappears and you cannot control it. And that's due to some software bugs. And if you look at Android, the one negative thing about these earbuds, despite being very cool, and having all this capability, is that the app is poorly rated because of how many bugs exist in Android. Now, if you are an iOS user, well, you're in luck. The iOS app is much more stabler and you have a better experience with it. So let's talk about the earbuds themselves. Earbuds, lightweight, have no controls except a multifunction. If you tap once, you turn on the bypass mode. If you're answering a call, you can tap it to answer a call. You have double tap type functionality, but there is really nothing else that you have. There's no on, there's no off, there's no reset, which means that if you, for whatever reason, they stop functioning, and they do often, what you're going to want to do is put them in this charging cradle, because that's the only way that they will reset themselves. There's a physical reset that you can do, but when you put them back in here, if you ever find that they're not working, you put them in the charging cradle, leave them there for 3 to 5 minutes, and then they're good to go again. So you need to have this with you at all times in addition to the earbuds. And again, neither one has any controls. The other thing is that you'll find is as you're using these at times and putting them in the case, because you have this mic here, this is constantly listening to what's going on in your surrounding to do the noise canceling and enhancement. It is sometimes they squeal, just like when you're taking a microphone and putting it next to a speaker. They tend to squeal back to you when you're putting them in the case. I've noticed that. So the feel is great. The fit is stress-free, but they fall out often, and I wouldn't recommend these for running. Even though they're IP certified for sweat and water resistance, they've fallen out of my ear a couple times when running. And I've also had friends that have tried these, and they've also had a hard time keeping them in their ear. They just come out. So that's one negative. I would use this in an office setting. I would use this on a train, plane, but I would not use it while running. I would use it at the gym, but those are some of the areas I would use it in because they are $300. Battery life that you get on these is 2 hours, a little bit more than the Samsung Buds, which also isn't great. And I say it's not great because it takes an hour to charge. So if you're on a plane ride or you're on a train ride, you're going to be able to use them for an hour and you'll be fine. But if it's more than 2 hours, you'll reach your 2 hours, the headphones will die, and then you have to put them away and let them charge, which means you're going to have to carry multiple headphones. So that kind of sucks about them. Now, the overall audio quality. The audio quality is very good. If you're listening to music, if you're streaming or watching a video, the mids, the highs, and the bass are excellent. The technology, the filtering technology is also really cool. It's just that it's still in a very buggy state when it comes to Android as well, that I'm seeing problems like this. You'll see here where it says the noise filters are inaccessible. Now, I have not had them in the charging cradle, and I've had them on their side, so they probably went dormant. But this happens to me often with these earbuds when I have them in my ear, where all of a sudden I can't go into the noise filter. And the problem that you run into when you do that is that if it's in any specific mode, like Office, you get stuck in that mode and you can't do anything. And then it tries to connect and it never does, even if they're in your ear. They are somewhat sensitive to Bluetooth signal reception. So if you ever had headphones that you put them in your pocket and you can't hear something, that tends to happen with these too. And again, it's disappointing because of the price. So I know I'm talking about a lot of the negative things about the earbuds, and that's because they are super cool. And I think the technology is really neat, but it's just disappointing that the performance isn't there at this time. So the next thing I wanted to mention, and I don't do this often because I don't really have to call for support that often in many of the products, is that the product support for the product is about average. It's email based. You send them an email. They take forever to respond to you, and when they respond to you, the direction and the messages that they give you are not the best either. They have you try things that you've already tried or things that won't work. And I'm particularly focused on the Android ecosystem, trying to get that to work well. And because it isn't working well, I just run into a lot of problems with their technical support. So the question would be, would I recommend purchasing the Here ones? I'd say that if you're an early adopter and want to check out something really cool, and you are in areas where you would like to be able to mute out a lot of different sounds and be able to focus on certain people, this is a great solution. If you're in a concert and you want to be able to mute the sounds around you and be able to enjoy the music much better, it will work. But again, the problem is it would be for a 2-hour concert. How many of those do you run across? So again, that's limiting. All in all, if you're an early adopter, you may want to check them out. If not, I kind of hold off. So this concludes my review of the Here One wireless smart earbuds. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment area below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to share and subscribe.